not coming from Arashi.
Hey, gentlemen, where were my instructions? I want the back room. I want a clean, fair fight. Any questions? Red corner?
Mysteriously
absent blue corner. Touch gloves.
Tonight is any fighter from Kensei Martial Arts, but I'm sure they'll feature a few athletes in the future. There's also a couple of up-and-coming jiu-jitsu clinics here in Red Deer. You know, we've got no shortage of talent. It just happens that Arashiro has the most active professional roster. Devon Neis immediately connects with a left hand.
Followed by a left elbow.
Finds himself in the clinch. Both guys slugging it out here. Grayson's taking it on the
wow.
melon.
Swinging for the fences here.
Neis gives up a bit of position there, over-committing to a knee. Slipping.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a slip there.
Grayson stays game for the ride though, and manages to achieve a bit of a position there. Both guys stand up and moving against the fence here. Looks like Grayson is working for a single leg here. Now Devon's hooking the opposite arm and really trying to do some damage with those inside elbows. Looks like Grayson's cut open here.
Oh yeah, big time.
Still, he pushes forward. Gamely. Double underhooks, looking for a body lock there.
It's gonna get slippery here.
There's a number of takedowns he can work for here. It's just a matter of being composed enough to pull it off. Grayson Wells bleeding like a stuck pig right now. He completes a takedown regardless. For a moment there, it looked as if he was having quite a bit of trouble seeing with that blood going into his eyes. There's quite a deep cut above his left eye. Neis rolls, finds himself a bit of a half guard here, 50-50 position. Grayson's controlling the right leg and moving towards the left side to pass. Looks like Neis might have a bit of a submission locked up here with a triangle. At this point, Grayson needs to absolutely posture up. He is in danger here. The only thing Neis is not doing is creating a little bit of distance. Neis is losing a prime opportunity to finish this fight. With just a few small adjustments, it could have been all she wrote for Grayson Wells. But he endures the position and is now pounding Devon Neis out, despite absolutely gushing blood. Neis now is looking a little bit stumped in close guard. He's got kind of a little bit of a walk over Grayson's head. He's just looking to keep him close. Oh, he might be looking for a head and arm triangle from underneath. But what he needs to do to complete that is sweep him, and his hips and legs are not in position to achieve that. Grayson is adamant about landing Sabash from the top. Despite being very damaged, he is pressing on here and controlling a lot of this round.
Yeah, that's a big gash he's got on the top of his head.
Beautiful elbow by Grayson Wells. I can't really tell with all the blood that's coming out of Grayson, but Devon himself actually might be cut. He keeps on going here. This is the kind of round that if it doesn't find a finish, it's going to dictate the rest of the fight. Both men expending a tremendous amount of energy. Devon taking a brutal right hand there. I think Grayson has reached his limit there. Working for a little bit of a key lock, but again, he's lacking a little bit of technique behind that. Gotta say, with the way Grayson's just kind of like driving into guard, if Devon had the wherewithal, he could easily sweep Grayson Wells right now. For a second there, he was controlling Grayson's wrist, and that's definitely something he wants to do if he hopes to avoid further punishment.
Yeah, Grayson Wells landed some significant shots here.
Devon kind of clambering to his feet there, working for a double leg, finds himself on top. Can easily step over the guard, and he does. and he's at full mount, close, very close to full mount. Grayson feels it, pops that elbow back in, secures half guard.
Devon Neis stands up. Looks like he's gonna let him up here.
Yeah, both fighters are in rough shape right now. Quite a bit of energy was expended. Both guys are bleeding. I believe Devon Neis' nose is busted up. We've got our first war of the evening, Jason.
That cut on the top of his head looks like it's about 3 to
Yeah, this could
6
be a stoppage.
inches.
I don't think either fighter would like to see it end on this, but that is a fight-ending cut. Both fighters are benefiting from this break, though, looking gassed with their hands on their knees. It's really tough to say at this point who's in control of the round and who's winning. I mean, obviously Grayson did do a substantial amount of striking.
Well, along with that gash on the top of his head, he's got a huge hematoma over the left eye. The doctor just touched it, and you could see it was definitely in pain.
Yeah, neither fighter looking like tremendously in control, overwhelmingly in control, rather. And this fight is over. Referee Brian Beauchamp has called it. Grayson Wells has conceded that he cannot continue. I gotta wonder if this is due to the cut, or is this due to the cardio? There just kind of came a moment there where Grayson was punching and punching and looked as if he hit a wall inside the guard of Devon Neis.
He's got a bad cut over his left eye along with the hematoma, and it's swelling fast.
He was doing a pretty good job of fighting through that. You know, honestly, Jason, I think he just hit a wall. I think he hit the wall. His heart rate was going a little too high, and
no, definitely is his debut. You know, his adrenaline's through the roof, and a lot of blood loss.
Absolutely, the excitement can get to you. I mean, I was remarking earlier on the calm and composure of some of these fighters under these circumstances, and you know, there's no shame in being the one guy that kind of becomes a victim of the adrenaline and excitement. I mean, you know, it's a factor, and it's one of the variables that you really need to understand if you're going to last in this game. It's great to see there's no job too small for promoter Jesse Fox as he's mopping up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the doctor stepped in at 4 minutes, 52 seconds of the first round. This fight ends on a doctor's stoppage, and the winner is in the red corner, Devon Neis.
And Devon Neis collects the victory. Bit of a bloody affair, but just goes to show there's something for everybody in Havoc Fighting Championships.
Definitely impressed with Grayson Wells there, you know, for having his pro debut and not letting the excitement get to him. He was coming back there. He landed some significant shots on Devon Neis, and you can see by his face he's pretty battered.
I agree. He showed some gamesmanship there. He showed his ability to push through damage. He did take some shots before everything hit the ground, and you know, I'm sure he'll be back and looking to rejoin the winner's circle.
Those are some big boys throwing heavy leather.
And it only takes one. It only takes one to stop a fight. And realistically, I mean, it came down to the strike that opened up the brow of Grayson Wells. Still, I gotta wonder if he had a little bit more cardiovascular conditioning and a little bit more prepared for the red line. What might have happened in this fight? You know, Devon Neis was working for some submissions. He wasn't overly committed.